And welcome to From the Heart Friday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. Hello, hello, you made it through the week. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. We have some cool weather here today. I had to break out a summer sweater because we went from 95 degrees earlier this week to the high of 65 degrees today. Crazy, crazy. Of course, that's because we just got the pool up on Monday and my niece wants to come swim this afternoon and it's 65 degrees. Typical. So, we are here at the end of June. I don't know where this month went. It just flew by. And we're nearing the close of our sweet, sweet Stampin' Up! Sale. Buy one, get one half price on a multitude of not just the sweets, but all items within the sweets. So I was racking my brain because we have a ton of sweets and a ton of products included. And so I decided for a summer fun card today, we would do a 4-panel fun fold technique card with a belly band using the Otterly Adorable Sweet Collection. Yes, you heard that right. It's Otterly Adorable, pun intended. So let me flip the camera here so I can show you these amazing products. Hi, Kathy. Hello, hello. Yes, rain and chill. We had rain during the night. We have not had much rain today, but it's dark and it feels, I think we could expect rain anytime. They say scattered showers, which means somebody nearby is getting rain. It could be anywhere. All right, so let's get some light going on here. Okay, so hit that. All right, so the Otterly Adorable collection is utterly amazing. Yes, it includes the Utterly Amazing stamp set, which of course has otters. They are really cute. And then of course we have the dies here. Hello, my hubby, watching from work briefly. All right, so we've got the Stampin' dies, all right, which you could do as a bundle here. We also have, I love these. These are the Riverside Irregular Pearls because of course we have otters in the river, and check these out. They come in actually like 3 different colors here. And they're all kinds of iridescent and shimmer and fun little thingies that otters would pick up and collect, right? And then we've got this beautiful Lost Lagoon cord that is, again, like everything else, it's nice and smooth and shiny. And it's just really, really pretty here. I love the Lost Lagoon color. All right, and then of course, the super adorable paper. Okay, check out some of these cute patterns. All right, this paper is amazing, and I love that the dies coordinate, so they do work with many patterns here of the paper. All right, I've got a collection of scraps, and unfortunately it has been so humid here. Even though it's cold today, our humidity is over 80%, and my cardstock and my paper is just not liking this humidity. All right, so check out some of these cute designs. We've got, of course, the otters in the river and lots of little fishies on the back side. All right, I do have a couple patterns to this apparently. And then we've got, now this sheet I've got to take apart because this whole sheet has scenes, but the nice thing is it's kind of divided into thirds, so you could cut them apart to use them on card fronts, okay? Or you could use the whole thing as a background for a scrapbook page. The back side of that, of course, has the river rocks, okay? And then get that back in here. All right, now this little pattern, this whole thing is otters, all right? And the dies work with these, all right? So we've got cute little otters here that have die cuts, and a little otter here with die cuts. Whoops. Get my hands out of the way. Okay, and then we've got the baby otters too. All right, we've got a little die cut for them. So they not only coordinate with the stamps here, but they do coordinate with the images in the designer series paper. Okay, so that's what works on that sheet. And then we've just got water background. And then with this sheet, this has all kinds of little otter scenes. And we have this die here that die cuts the little happy otter couple there. All right, with a little bit of the greenery. Okay, so super cute, all the way these dies and things coordinate. And just love these papers. And this one too, ooh, this one, even if you're not doing otters, this has a very tropical feel to it. So I love that, the greens and the blues and all kinds of fun stuff. And again, we have some nice neutral designs on the backgrounds, great for any project. So this paper is utterly adorable, right? Okay, so like I said, we are going to do a fun fold, not just any fold, a 4-panel fun fold. Okay, 4-panel accordion style fun fold. Let me show you this card. All right, is this not the cutest thing ever? So it's got this little belly band, right, that slides up and down the card and it holds the whole thing together. But when you remove the belly band, then you've got your 4 panels, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of them are decorated, so you can showcase 4 different patterns of your designer series paper. You've got lots of places for messages. You could even include white on the back of these, and again, have lots of space to write your greetings. All right, so I guess technically we're decorating 5 panels. You could say it was a 5-panel card here. It's super, super cute. And I can't wait to share this with you. So what we need to start here, I am using some pool party cardstock to go along with this. And then I've got my other pieces ready to go here. Okay, so, oops, there's my little die. I like to get them all so they stay in there and don't lose any of them. Okay, so this card is 5.5 by 11. So you are going to need a full sheet of cardstock. For this card, you're going to get 1 card per sheet of cardstock, okay, because it is 5.5 by 11. Usually, so it's not a half sheet. If you were doing a half sheet, it'd be 4.25 by 11. So we're doing 5.5 by 11. And then we have several score lines. Okay, so I'm gonna get my cutting blade out of the way. I don't wanna accidentally cut anything. Okay, so go ahead and grab your pen, all right, or your pencil. The first mark is going to be at 1.5. Okay, so this is all on the 11-inch side. We are doing 1.5. And then we are going to slide over to 4.25. All right, and I'm putting my cardstock down here so that you can see the numbers up ahead. All right, so if you're doing this, go ahead and bump your cardstock right up against the rail there as a guide. And like I said, I've moved it down so that you can actually see the numbers here on my trimmer. So we had 1.5, all right, and 4.25. Okay, and then you're gonna slide it over one more time. And this one is at 7. Okay, 7 inches for this last one. Okay, so we've got 3 marks, 1.5, 4.25, and 7. So that divides your paper into 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. Okay, and that's all you need. All right here. So then we're going to begin to decorate the panels. All right, so the only thing on the back side is 1 little strip of paper. This first little panel here is going to be decorated on both sides. Okay, so this panel is 1.5 inches wide, 1.5 by 5.5. So our patterns are going to be 1.25 by 5.25. Okay, and you can mix and match these any way you want. I like seeing the different patterns across the front, and then when you fold it all up, choose a pattern that works good. I like prefer the fish, or excuse me, yeah, this fish versus the fish and the seaweed. I mean, this works too. It's nice and bright, but I feel like this one blends a little bit better. So I'm going to use my seaweed fish. That's what I'm going to call them. All right, and we're going to put that on our very first panel. All right, so go ahead. This is a nice way you can use all of the patterns. Well, at least 4 of the patterns from your paper pack. Again, the strips for the small panel here are 1.25 by 5.25. Okay, and I'm gonna flip this all the way over and adhere my panel to the back side as well, just because, why not? Okay, so super cute. All right, and then flip it back. Like I said, that's the only thing on this back side, unless you want to adhere extra basic white if you are writing a lengthy letter or message, okay? All right, so back to the inside here. Our second panel. All right, this one is sized at, so this panel is 2 3/4 by 5.5. All right, so our designer series paper is going to be 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 2.5 by 5.25. 2.5 by 5.25. Like I said, this is a super easy card. It does take a little bit of time to cut your various patterns, but it is super easy, and it's nice because you can lay the whole thing right out here in front of you and mix and match your patterns. All right, I just ran out of adhesive. Luann, are you watching? Okay, so let me replace this real quick so I can finish adhering my second panel there. Okay, so again, this one was 2.5 by 5.25. There we go. Look at all that nice adhesive. There we go. All right. And this one has the pretty river rocks. So I love the blend of the blues and the greens and that bright pop of coral in this patterned paper. It's super fun for summer, right? All your summer adventures or scrapbook ideas for kids swimming in the pool and things. All right, so our third panel, all right, this one, and you could mix and match these, but the third panel is where I'm going to stamp my greeting. All right, and this one as well, these two middle panels are the same size, okay? So this one is also 2 3/4 by 5.5. So you're going to cut your basic white to 2.5 by 5.25. All right, now before we glue that down, it is always helpful to do a little stamping first, and then you have a second chance if you want to flip this over. All right, so let's go ahead. I mean, we could do anything. I think I'm gonna do love you. Well, really, the sayings could be used for anything, right? Because of course you could use them not just for an individual, but I think these make really cute anniversary cards, or even wedding, right? Or shower, really any occasion. Let's go ahead and do the love you lots, because that one's just, it's cute. I love the way that font is written. Okay, and I'm going to use some pretty peacock ink here. Ah, Luann, you are there. That's why my adhesive ran out. So fun. All right, for those of you joining us, Luann and I have a little running joke that I run out of adhesive whenever she watches. So, all right, so I've inked up my Love You Lots stamp with a little bit of pretty peacock ink. You could stamp this anywhere you want. I'm gonna do it towards the, I don't know, maybe the upper third here of my paper, because then I could write my message, dear so-and-so, love you lots, and then have room for my message there too. Hi, Kat, hello, hello. We are doing a 4-panel accordion style fun fold card with a belly band. All right, that is a mouthful, but as complicated as it is to say, it's actually quite an easy card to make. All right, so this panel for our greeting, this one is also 2.5 by 5.25. All right, and I noticed I smudged my ink just a little bit there. So you know what, when you write dear so-and-so, they're not even gonna see that. All right, if it was a big splooch, that would be a fun opportunity to use one of our little river rocks and just cover it right up and nobody would know. All right, so don't worry about that if you get a little ink splooch. Happens to me too. All right, now my favorite pattern. All right, I love, look at that, it matches my sweater. Actually, I think that's why I decided to go with the Otterly Adorable today, because I was wearing this pool party sweater, my summer sweater. All right, so this panel here for our fourth, all right, is 4, oh, excuse me. This is 4 by 5.5. So our designer paper, a little bit smaller than that, okay, 1/4 inch. So it's 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. When the whole thing folds up, it does end up being, it actually ends up being 4 by 5.5 is finished size. So slightly under A2, right, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. We're gonna be at 4 by 5.5. That's okay, right? Because we're working with standard cardstock here in the US is 8.5 by 11. All right, so we cut this at 5.5 by 11. And then when we made our scores, all right, this last piece ends up being 4 by 5.5. So our designer paper here is at 3 3/4. Okay, and I don't feel bad because the back side is just that pool party water. So I love having the greenery showcased here. All right, look at that. So we've got our 4 panels, and then you accordion fold them. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the base and fold up, and then we are going to fold back, and then we are going to fold up and over. Okay, did you get that? So it forms a W. Okay, so holding the base, you've got valley fold, fold it back, mountain fold, fold it over, valley fold. Okay, so that you've got all these fun patterns and it accordion styles for you. All right, now if you leave this, it's gonna pop open, right? That's where the belly band comes in. All right, now when I'm doing this belly band, I was trying to use very minimal card. I didn't want to have a whole length. And so this is 8.5 inches long, okay? Just 8.5, and I went with 1.5. 1.5 by 8.5. So if you've got your scoring here, all right, pull that back out again. And we are gonna score one end here. All right, you're gonna make your first score at 2 1/8. All right, because when we fold this over, we want a little bit of overlap there, okay? And want to make sure this is going to fit all around. So actually we want to pull that just a little bit tighter. Oops, keep it straight. All right, so keep it just a little bit tighter. You do want, that's the thing with the belly band, is it does actually need to be able to slide. Okay, you don't want to make it so tight that your card is stuck and nobody can pull it apart. Okay, so your first line here at 2 1/8. All right, that's the, not the itty bitty line, but the second smallest. All right, 2 1/8. And then we are coming back over here to 6 3/8. So 2 1/8 to 6 3/8. That's the line here just before the 6.5 inch mark. Okay, 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. All right, that's all we need for this. And then I do recommend having a little bit of tear and tape. Okay, let's see. I know I have some somewhere. Where did I put it? That is the, there it is. Okay, my little travel bag. All right, and it's a safe place. Sometimes I hide things in such a safe place, I have trouble finding them again. All right, so I'm going to put one little strip of tear and tape on the very end, okay? This is my, because I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna fold this over. If you're left-handed, you might wanna put your tear and tape over here. Okay, I'm going to put my seam, I know this might sound unusual, I'm going to put my seam at the front of my card. And the reason for that being, when we decorate this belly band, our otters are going to hide the seam, okay? So hold that first one in place, okay? That first score line comes up and over. All right, then we're going to gently remove the tear and tape. Now, if you've got fingernails, great. If you don't, use the spatula end here of your take your pick. This handy dandy little tool is great for helping to pry those off. Okay. All right, and then you are coming up and over. Again, you want it firm. All right, not too tight. You do want to make sure that your tear and tape overlaps on your band. You don't want your tear and tape stuck to your card or you're really gonna have trouble, all right? You want it to be able to slide, okay? So just lift that up a little bit, all right, and make sure those two ends stick together, okay? All right, and this is good. This one slides nice. It's not gonna fall off, right? You don't want it so loose it falls off, but it is nice that it glides. There you go, that's a nice word, it glides. Okay, so on my original card, I used some basic white cardstock. I had a piece that is 2.5 by 4 1/4. And that is where I had stamped my little otter couple and then die cut it, all right? I'm not gonna color today. All right, I used some pecan pie and the copper, no, not copper, bronze, the bronze of the alcohol markers there, are Stampin' blends, okay? Those are the two colors I used for the brown, right? Some pecan and some brown, or bronze, excuse me. But I also want to show you what it looks like if you were to do it right, because you could choose any of these images and you are welcome to fussy cut any of them. But a handy little tip for the other little otter couple here. You can see I've kind of hacked at my paper a little bit. So come in with your snips and go. You don't want to get up close on this otter couple. You're going to go gently around them, okay, without cutting into anybody else, okay? But just come gently around. All right, and then now you've got the image, and then we can come in here with those dies again. All right, so you'll bring your die cut machine, line up your designer paper. All right, we've got our die right over here, and you could use a little tape or something if you want, or post it if you wanted to help hold it in place. But it's pretty good if you put your sandwich on here, keep it tight, right? Keep it tight together as you run it through your machine. Okay, we're gonna snap, crackle, pop. And then when it comes out, we've got this, okay? So hold the die away from our paper. And is that not the cutest little thing ever? I love this little otter couple. They're so happy. All right, so minimal waste there. And then we are going to take this and some full-size dimensionals, okay? Now you wanna make sure with your dimensionals, go ahead and put one right here in the center of your seam, okay? That's where your seam is. Like I said, we're gonna cover that up with our otters, but we wanna make sure that our otters, well, actually, with this being 1.5 inches tall, our otters, the whole thing fits on here pretty well. All right, so I'm gonna go left side. We have one for the middle, and then right side. So 3 dimensionals. 3 dimensionals will do it, okay? All right, put our happy little otters here in the middle. All right, look at that. You can't even tell that there is a seam there on the front. It's all nice and hidden right there behind our super cute little otters. And then we get to come in with the adorable pearls, the irregular, or excuse me, I can't speak today. Riverside irregular pearls. That's why it must be Friday. All right, so we've got the ones with the whitish tinge. We have a little bit, they're kind of a grayish here, and then the darker color here is like the Lost Lagoon pretty peacock color. I mean, they're all really, really pretty. I like them all. I think we can go with any color we want. Let's see, let's go with these. Let's do a big one here by the otter butt, okay? And then we'll do a small one. Place that up here. Okay, and because rule of thirds, so we're gonna do our third one down here. And look at that, it picks up the shimmer, the colors from the paper. Isn't that just the cutest thing ever? All right, so this is our 4-panel accordion style fun fold card. All right, and now here we have it, finished card. Slide off your belly band, and then you can pull this apart, and you've got lots of room. Now, if you wanted to decorate, you could even put an extra otter in here. Okay, you could, let me see, I had some extra little otters. So from that sheet of paper, right, and then I could die cut some more. You could put a little otter right in here. Oh, how cute would that be, right? Put them right inside your card. Maybe I should do that. Let's grab this one. Okay. And then, there we go. Cutest little otters there. All right. Oops, I gotta rotate that just a little bit so that it will run through my machine there. All right, pinch it tight. All right, let me crank this through, a little snap, crackle, pop. Okay, try not to knock everything off of my desk. And okay, here we go. Ah, too cute. Alrighty, so we've got these, and this one I'm just gonna, let's use dimensionals anyways. We've got room. It's not too puffy. Okay, so let's see here where this dimensional doesn't want to let loose. Okay, all right, let's put one up here on his head and one on his bottom there, and then we'll stick this right in here. Ah! I love it. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, actually a 5th, but accordion style with the little belly band. All right, this just slips right over the top there. And there you have it. What do you guys think? So cute, right? So this utterly adorable collection is not one that you will have seen in the catalog. This is an online exclusive that made its debut back in November. And if you've been following my channel, and who knows, you probably haven't caught all my videos, but when this made its debut, I do have a video tutorial here on my channel, all right, with this card, using the swirly background, all right, that looks like water, and this one, super simple card, little otter on the inside. Okay, I love that, super cute. And if I need to tempt you a little bit more, check this out. Whew. This is a panoramic style card. Now, I do have a tutorial for this technique. I believe that was also back in November, so scroll through. I used the autumn, it was a really pretty autumn paper. I'm forgetting the name. But if you scroll back through my live videos, this was a panoramic tutorial, okay? Super cute. All right, now from part of my Create With Us tutorial bundle, 1 month, I did one of these, a step fold card with the otters. Isn't that cute? And this is a great way too to use the background. I don't think I showed you that pattern. I must have used it. Again, they're so cute and playful, lots of fun. All right, so don't be intimidated by these like busy backgrounds, okay? They look really fun. And then, all right, and then let me show you some additional. I've got a whole pile of swap cards over the past couple months using these adorable otters, okay? This card was from Tracy Filter. All right, cute little card. You're utterly amazing. All right, the die set does come with the little die to make a slit. All right, this die here, it makes a slit in your paper so that you can tuck your otter in like he's swimming in the water. Okay, and then we have this one. I may have lost some of the labels from these. We're cute together. Oh, and look, Stella, got a little shimmer there on their otter bodies. All right, we've also got the little log here. Okay. This one, oh, we've got some more Stella I can see on here. This one was from Karen Braxton. Little fun fold. And she's got some Stella there. There you go, I can see it. Little Stella on the bodies. I love this one too. Similar style, fun fold. All right. This one was from Kathy Steele. Nifty little place to insert her name there so I don't forget it. All right, now you might notice this Otterly Adorable collection. This is also last chance, which means it's on clearance and it is while supplies last. It's a double flat fold card there. Super fun. This one's from Kathy Miller. Okay. All right. Now, these items are on clearance and they are all reduced in price. All right, so you could mix and match and purchase them at the clearance price. However, because of the sweet sale, all right, you can mix and match the items, buy one, get one half price. However, I did the math on this. All right, I am pretty good at math. Not just demo math, but math in general. And getting the entire suite collection, the stamps with the dies, with the paper pack, with the pearls, and the cording. All right, getting the whole suite collection, to be able to get that at half price beats, even if you add up everything at the clearance price individually, getting a whole suite at half price is still the best deal. All right, so go ahead and check out the suite sale. It runs through Monday. All right, right now you can still get the entire Otterly Adorable suite collection. Another popular one has been the Everyday Skies. That has the Arches dies. All right, that one is similar in price. You could do buy one, get one half price there on a whole suite even. So you'd save a minimum of like $37, $38 on a suite. So definitely check those out. All right, and don't miss this Otterly Adorable bundle. Aren't these just so cute? Such a variety of styles here and a little baby otter. Like I said, I apologize. I don't have all of everybody's business cards in here anymore. They've been put on display and looked at. And this one is from Lynn Feldkamp. All right, love all these different designs. And I had to show them to you. This was super popular. Lots of fun. And this one's cute too. This one uses the wood grain, the rustic country woods. That's it, the country woods. That paper too is also included because it was part of a suite. That paper is, most of the designer papers in the annual catalog or online altogether are part of that buy one, get one half price too. So actually, if you wanted additional paper here for the otters, I believe the paper pack is on sale on clearance for $7.50. So if you bought one paper pack for $12.50, you could get the other one for $3.75, right? So even if you mix and match paper and accessories, fantastic deal, okay? And then last but not least, this one uses the fun backgrounds. This one is from Levon Schwendeman. Oh, and check this out. It's like a hidden panel. You gotta close it slowly because it slides over here. It's like this tricky little technique there. Very cool. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's project, right? Our 4-panel accordion style fun fold card with a belly band But I hope you two are in love with these Otterly adorable projects, the whole Otterly adorable sweet collection. So if you enjoyed this and enjoyed today's video, please give me that thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please share not just my videos, my channel with your friends and family. And don't forget to head on over to my online store. The link is in the description there, or you can go to stampinup.com and type in my name, Jessica Brigden, as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And take advantage of the sweet, sweet sale. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Happy stamping. Have a great weekend. And next week, when I join you on Tuesday, it will be July 1st. Whew. Alrighty, I'll see you next month. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.